Hi, Michael here. In this video I want to cover the 3 mistakes you want to avoid making as part of your Maths GCSE revision. I have been a Maths tutor and helped many students get good grades in their GCSE Maths. But more importantly, I've sat lots of exams. Currently I work in tech and sit exams on a regular basis to keep up to date. But going back, I've sat exams for my Masters, for my degree, and one of the first exams I sat for was for my GCSE Maths at age 9, but that's a story for another day. I've also failed exams, had to repeat my whole postgraduate year, but subsequently came back and passed it. And the reason I wanted to make this video was so that you don't have to go through that and help you get the good grade in GCSE Maths that you deserve. So let's start with the first mistake. The first mistake you could make is not being focused enough in your Maths GCSE Foundation revision. By that, I mean all the time that you spend on your revision must be on doing what you need to do to pass and get a good grade. Having a good understanding of Maths, enjoying Maths for its own sake, these are good things. But when it comes to revision, it's about answering the questions on the question paper and focusing on improving your skills specific to that. So to avoid this mistake, I would look at past papers pretty early on in your revision. Start attempting the questions even if you find them hard, even if you don't feel you know everything. Figure out how to do them. Where possible, try and do this without looking at your books or other study materials. So after you've done this, been through the past paper, you have a baseline. So when restudying certain subjects, you know how good you are at them and what subjects you need to focus on. When it comes to subjects you find hard, this is a technique or approach that I use even today with my work in tech. So I'm not good at quadratic equations. Go and search on YouTube and find every example of how to do quadratic equations at GCSE level or even otherwise. Look at BBC Bite Size. Look at every site that you can find. Look at a textbook or multiple textbooks ideally. Do as many worked examples of quadratic equations as you can. And then I think at the end of that time you will be better at quadratic equations. You may not be the best, but you will be better at it and it will help to get you a better mark. The second mistake is having no plan for your GCSE Maths Foundation revision. There are templates, example plans, videos out there on this, so I won't cover the details, but I want you to understand this. The plan will change, so even though you might write out a plan, but it will change. You might get COVID, stuff comes up. However, it's the act of planning that is important. It means that what you write down is more likely to happen, and this has been proven. I use planning now in my life, as working in technology. Everybody uses planning to a certain extent, and that's why we plan, but understand that the plan will change. It's generally best to plan weekly, at least, and then also plan daily. So at the start of the week, you write out what you're going to do on the days, maybe have a goal for each day, or maybe 2 goals, not too many goals because then you won't achieve anything or most of them. And you want to have these goals so we're talking about quadratic equations, maybe morning session revise quadratic equations, afternoon session revise circle theorems. So you want to have a goal so that you feel a sense of achievement when you finished it and you've met your goal, and try and be as specific as possible when making your plans for the week or for the next day. The final mistake people make in their GCSE Maths Foundation revision is burning themselves out. When I was doing my Masters, I had 10 exams over 2 weeks. Start of the first week, I stayed up all night, drank loads of coffee, revised like crazy. The first 2 exams went reasonably well, but then I failed all the other 8 exams. I was exhausted. Don't do what I did. When you're revising, take breaks every hour at least. Go for a walk or do some other physical exercise at least every day. And yes, plan occasional social events. Not every day, obviously, but just have things besides revision to focus on. When you're revising, you're taking on a lot of information. You need to let all that learning bed in, and it's been scientifically proven that you need to take your focus off for a little bit just to make this process in your brain happen. That brings me to the end of this video. Good luck for your exam, and please like this video or leave a comment if you found it useful.